You ever get that like kind of spooky feeling?
Spooky feeling.
Yeah.
About what?
Yeah, like when you're using one of those new AI writing tools
Oh, yeah.
and it's like super impressive, right?
Absolutely.
Like you can write you a whole blog post
Yeah.
in like 2 minutes flat.
Yeah, that's wild.
And part of you is like, whoa, that's amazing.
Totally.
But then the other part is like a little uneasy,
I
right?
hate that.
Like, where's the fun in that?
Yeah, yeah.
What about my own ideas,
It's a question a lot of folks are asking right now, for sure.
So that's exactly what we're going to unpack today.
Okay, cool.
In this deep dive,
Yeah.
we're looking at this really fascinating article from Psychology Today.
Interesting.
And it's by a neuroscientist who really digs into this whole question of whether AI is like a muse or a threat to our own creativity.
Right. So, like, is it helping us or hurting us? That's a big question.
It is a big question. And this article, it doesn't really frame it as like a simple either. It's not like AI is good or AI is bad.
Mm-hmm.
It's more nuanced than that.
Right. Right.
It's more about the psychology of what makes us creative in the first place.
Interesting. Okay.
And specifically, it talks about this idea of intrinsic motivation.
Okay.
Now, have you heard of that term before?
Intrinsic motivation. Yeah. I mean, it sounds like it's
about what drives us right.
Yeah, like what gets us going, what makes us want to do things.
Exactly. And in the context of creativity, it's that like internal drive that makes us want to create things just for the pure joy of it.
Right. Not for any external reward necessarily.
Right. Not for the money.
Not for the fame.
Not for the Instagram likes.
Exactly.
It's just that pure satisfaction of creating something.
Like think about kids building a fort out of blankets,
Or like finger painting.
Exactly. They're not doing it for a grade.
No.
They're not doing it to get into a good college.
Right.
They're just driven by that like
pure creative energy.
Exactly. And the article argues that this kind of motivation, that pure joy, it's essential.
For real creativity.
Yeah, like to have that spark really come alive.
Right. And the concern the article raises is if we like outsource too much
of the creative process.
Right, to AI, then we risk losing touch.
With that joy.
So it's not just about what we create.
Yeah.
It's about how we create.
It's about the process itself.
And about how that process makes us feel.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point.
But,
what's
that?
Isn't that a bit of a luxury, though?
A luxury.
In what sense?
In today's world,
Yeah, we're all so busy.
We're all so busy. Everything's so fast-paced.
Right.
If AI can write me a decent email in, like, seconds.
Sure.
Why wouldn't I use it?
Yeah, he can
sit there and like agonize over every word.
So that's where things get really interesting, I think.
Okay.
Because the article acknowledges that efficiency.
Yeah.
The AI can be super efficient. But it also asks us a really important question.
What's that?
What are we sacrificing for that speed?
Okay. That's a good question.
Like, what are we giving up?
Yeah.
And there's actually been research on this.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Studies have shown that when we engage in creative activities, even simple things.
Like what?
Like doodling.
Oh, yeah.
Or playing an instrument.
Okay.
It actually lights up different parts of our brain.
No way.
It boosts our cognitive flexibility.
So we become more adaptable thinkers.
Exactly.
Wow.
It helps with problem solving.
Okay. So it's like a brain workout.
It really is.
But for creativity.
Yeah. And the article's point is, if we rely too much on AI, it might not just impact our artistic output.
Okay.
It could actually have implications for how we think and learn.
Wow.
In a much broader sense.
I hadn't thought about it that way.
Yeah. It's a really interesting idea, right?
It's not just about being like a novelist or a painter.
Right.
It's about keeping those creative pathways in our brains
active and engaged.
Firing on all cylinders.
Exactly.
So how do we do that?
How do we keep those pathways open?
Yeah. Does the article offer any like
practical advice?
Yeah, practical tips.
It does, actually. One of the key points it makes is overcoming perfectionism.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah. It argues that AI-generated content with its, flawless grammar and seemingly effortless flow.
Like it just spits it out.
Exactly. And it can be so intimidating.
Yeah.
It can set this impossibly high bar for us.
Right. Like who can compete with that?
So yeah, for us mere mortals,
Oh, tell me about it. I've definitely fallen into that comparison trap.
It's easy to do.
So if perfection isn't the goal.
Yeah, then what is?
Right? What should we be aiming for?
Well, the article suggests
Yeah.
shifting our focus from outcome.
It's a process.
So not about the end result,
Not just about the end result.
but about the journey.
Exactly. It's about embracing the messy,
Yeah.
the imperfect,
Right.
the journey of creation,
Uh-huh.
and knowing that true originality
Yeah.
comes from our unique experiences,
No.
our unique perspectives.
And AI doesn't have that.
No, it doesn't.
So it's about getting back to that
Cha.
childlike joy of creation
Uh-huh.
without the pressure of being a flawless AI.
Exactly. And that's where the article's emphasis on time management comes in.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
And it's not about becoming some kind of productivity guru.
Okay.
It's really just about consciously carving out space.
Space for creativity.
For creativity, even if it's just 15 minutes a day.
Okay.
Make it a ritual like brushing your teeth.
Okay.
But for your creative spirit,
I love that.
it's about making that time for yourself.
That makes so much sense.
Yeah.
Because it's like AI
Mm-hmm.
might be able to generate words.
But it can't generate our motivation.
Exactly.
We have to choose
Yeah.
to show up for ourselves.
We have to choose to create.
For that creative practice.
And when you do that, when you show up consistently,
Yeah.
something magical starts to happen.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
The article refers to it as the flow state.
Oh, I've heard of that.
Have you experienced that?
Yeah, I think so.
What's it like for you?
It's like being so absorbed
Yeah.
in the creative process
Yeah.
that time just seems to disappear.
Exactly. Like you're just completely in the zone.
Yeah, it's like being in a trance almost.
Yeah.
But it's not always easy to get there, is it?
No, it takes practice.
Okay.
But the more you engage in those activities that
Yeah.
spark your creative fire,
Uh-huh.
the easier it becomes.
To access that flow state.
Exactly. And here's the key.
Okay.
It often happens when we're not actively trying to be creative.
What do you mean?
It's when we let go of judgment
Okay.
and we just allow ourselves to play.
To experiment. Is to have fun.
Exactly. That's when the real magic happens.
So maybe AI taking over some of the more,
Like the mundane tasks.
like the more boring writing tasks.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's not such a bad thing after all.
Maybe it's freeing us up in a way.
Yeah, because then we can focus on
What do you think we can focus on?
the truly human aspects of creativity.
Okay. What will those be?
Like the exploration,
Yeah.
the emotional depth,
Yeah.
the sheer joy of making something new.
I think that's a beautiful way to put it.
Because those are the things AI can't replicate.
Right. Those are things that are uniquely human.
Exactly. And who knows?
What?
Maybe this whole collaboration between
Yeah.
humans and machines.
Between us and AI
Right.
working together.
Maybe it'll lead to
Yeah.
entirely new forms of creative expression.
That we can't even imagine yet.
Yeah, that's something to think about.
It is, isn't it?
So next time you're like
Yeah.
tempted to hit that compose button,
Just let AI do it all.
yeah, ask yourself,
What's
the trade-off?
Yeah, what am I gaining? What am I losing?
Is it worth sacrificing the chance
Yeah.
to tap into your own
Yeah.
unique creative power?
Because that's something special.
It really is.
And it's worth protecting.
The choice is always yours.
Think about it.